Your daddy wasn't there for you, and you ain't there for your son. And I was like, oh, ain't no way in hell I'm finna ride with that voice, because I've been there for my son through thick and thin. So this was just a moment that happened. But my brain was trying to take me down a road that was finna destroy me. What's up, family? Welcome to the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we desire for you to take the bits of information and immediately, right now, apply them to your life for success. The ground rules for our podcast is to always be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we will be talking about on the Bacon Bits Podcast is dealing with having a balanced life. Y'all know this is a subject that drives me crazy. So now I need you to say them 5 words that I'd love for you to say them out loud. Please say valuable, because the information we're giving you is valuable. Information. It's a lot of information, but it's only in bite-sized morsels. Applied. You can't just think about it, marinate it, memorize it, know it. That don't mean nothing if you don't apply it. Equals success. Let me go back once again. Valuable. Information applied equals success. What we're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen, on this podcast today is put your shields up. John, what do you mean by putting your shields up? I'm glad you asked. As you go throughout your day, ladies and gentlemen, we're family. I really wish we would tell each other the truth and stop playing. We all hear voices. We all hear voices. It's a given, not no kind of sort of maybe. We all hear voices, and they ain't always positive. I know this for a fact. I used to work in psych for 8 years, okay? And I would hate when we would ask the clients, do you hear voices? And I was like, hell yeah, you hear voices, because I know you do. Why is that? Because you always have these outside influences. Sometimes it's you. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's you that's telling you to do negative, destructive, just ruthless things in your life. What do you mean? So I'm trying to, get my body in better shape. Just using this as an example. And I'm hearing myself say, you've been holding that 25 on for over 5 years now. So what the hell make you think you're going to lose that weight now? See how that happens? The voice was saying that. It ain't true, but the voice is saying it. I have people that hear their voices saying kill themselves. Now, because you love yourself, and I know you love yourself, would you actually tell yourself to kill yourself? No, those are outside voices. You have heard voices that says you're a failure and you always will be a failure. If you loved yourself, would you tell yourself that? Those are outside voices. And we can hear voices in so many different avenues, but I want to narrow it down to 3 different areas of where you hear voices from. First of all, you hear voices from yourself. Like I say, you always going to have negative voices that we hear sometimes, because we'll look in the mirror and we're not happy with ourselves. So we'll start saying stuff we ain't supposed to be saying. You ugly, you fat, you stupid, you dumb. And those voices are constantly playing over and over again. And that's just part of you being a human being. So everybody out there, I don't care who it is that's listening to this podcast, I know for a fact that you hear voices. So what we got to do is not buy into the voices. That's where you put your shield up. And putting your shield up is immediately when you have those negative thoughts come across your mind, you immediately say something positive to yourself. Now I'm going to use my wife. I used to love this one when the kids were little. And every time they would say something negative, she would immediately make them say 3 positive things about themselves immediately. And that's how it's supposed to work. This is a great coping skill. As soon as you say something negative about yourself, verbally out loud so you can hear, say 3 positive things about yourself immediately, because we have to counteract those voices that we hear that are tearing ourselves down. Number 2, social media. Yes, indeed. Our cars aren't the latest. We have to have the latest house, the latest barbecue grill, the latest fan, ceiling fan, the latest microwave, the latest oven, refrigerator, washer and dryer, etc., etc., and etc. You have to keep climbing the corporate ladder more and more and more. You have to keep making more and more and more and more money. You still have to have more and more sex, eat more and more food. The thing is endless. It's bottomless. It is always wanting more and more and more and more. And part of you knowing your values is not letting social media dictate your value. You are uniquely and wonderfully made. You are made in the image of God. God showed off when he made you, so you don't have to constantly be needing more and more. I need you to just be. That is why we are called human beings. Please, family, just be. Don't constantly be doing and constantly acquiring. Just be. Enjoy you being you. Social media can be a beautiful thing. It's a great way for me to see my family and friends doing great things with their lives. And I understand they're posting the great parts. Sometimes we don't post the struggles. And I'm big on posting the struggles too, because I want you to understand, guess what? I'm human. I make mistakes. I go through things in life. And guess what? That's life, and we got to be accepting of that. But don't let social media dictate your life, please. Do me a favor. If you feel happy with where you at and you're content with being who you are, that's enough. That is definitely enough. And then there's this thing. I know most people are still going to fight this, but man, the devil is real. You do be hearing voices of telling you to do stuff to yourself that is going to totally ruin your life. And this is why I tell people, slow down, pay attention to them voices that you hear. If that voice does not line up with your values, your dreams, your goals, your character of who you are, you know, doggone well, that's the devil telling you stupid stuff. Yes, there are demonic spirits out there that's trying to get you off your game. You have got to acknowledge that and say, you know what? I'm not fighting against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers of the darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. Yes, we be hearing voices that's telling us to do something that's going to make us steal. We want to steal somebody else's identity, their woman, their man, their car, their clothes, all that. Kill. And the devil is constantly killing people's dreams, their goals, constantly want you to go kill people and even kill yourself and destroy your life, where you will make a move that will have you in prison or have you put in a coma from doing some stupid stuff, drinking too much, doing too many drugs, whatever it may be. He's always trying to steal, kill, and destroy. And we have got to immediately acknowledge that, put your shield up, and then start quoting scripture, quoting motivational statements, whatever that may be. Please do me a favor. When you hear those negative voices, immediately respond to them. Do not wait, because if you do, what'll end up happening is you'll keep making more and more bad decisions, and they'll just keep going and going and going and going. And before you know it, we'll be so consumed that we'll become something that we've never thought we would be. You know, I've had people call me in the last couple of weeks talking about killing themselves. And we talking about, ladies and gentlemen, we talking about dudes that's they doing it, because I usually love ministering to brothers. It's just I want them to be the best they can be, so they can be the best. These gentlemen that I'm ministering to happen to have great wives, great careers, you know, got kids, all that. And they got so consumed by what they were going through at the moment that they just allowed the voices to keep playing. And the voices told them to kill themselves. And it was like, hold on, wait, bro, wait. Pull that back. If you was in your right mind right now, would you tell yourself to kill yourself? No, I wouldn't tell myself that, John. So, brother, you know damn well that's a voice that you're hearing that is not yours, okay? I want you to repeat to yourself out loud, man, I am so grateful to be me. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm made in the image of God and his likeness. Man, I got so many things to live for. I got my queen. I got my kids. I got my career. You got so many things. And especially when you got the Lord Jesus, man, you got everything. You don't need nothing else. But what can happen is we can get so caught up in those individual times, that individual moment, that we can just carry it on to hear all the negative voices. And I'm talking about, man, let me tell you when it happened to me last week. Just because, like I said, I got to give y'all proof that this stuff is really real. So My wonderful son, whom just signed a letter of intent to Arizona Christian University, man. Super excited for him. I wasn't there for him at the letter signing, because he said he just had found out that morning. And I was hurt. I was like, man, yeah, I mean, they had tables decorated with all the people, knowing what college they was going to. My son's table wasn't decorated, and I was hurt. I was broke. And I was like, damn, man, I couldn't be there for my son. And this voice came back. Well, your daddy wasn't there for you either. So all you doing is perpetuating this curse that's over your family. Your daddy wasn't there for you, and you ain't there for your son. And I was like, oh, ain't no way in hell I'm finna ride with that voice, because I've been there for my son through thick and thin. So this was just a moment that happened. But my brain was trying to take me down a road that was finna destroy me, that was finna just break me. But I caught it and said, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. If you would have known that he was having his letter signing, would you have been there? I sure in the hell would have been. So it ain't like you ain't there for him. It was just you didn't get the information in time, so you couldn't be there for him. Guess what? That's what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you got to catch them voices, because if you don't, that voice tried to take me back. I'm 55 years old. That voice tried to take me back 50 years ago from something that happened and tried to be in my life today. And that's what happens sometime with us, man. You'll be going through something, man, and some old past hurt, some old past pain, some old past issues, PTSD, whatever it may be, some old issues that's trying to come back to haunt you. And you got to understand immediately when those voices come, man, you got to cut them off and start saying something that's totally opposite of what you hear. Like I told you, it's super important. I am a child of God. I know when he made me, he broke the mold. He ain't going to make no more of me. I made an image and likeness of him. He said I can do great things. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. God, there's scriptures over and over again. It says not to be anxious about anything. Don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. There's different scriptures you want to pull up. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't try to lean on your understanding, because you ain't going to figure this out. Acknowledge him in all your ways, and he will direct your path. We got to catch ourselves immediately and start saying the things that God said about us. If you don't believe in God, start saying them positive motivational scriptures. You got to say something to catch it, because if you don't, you can go on a road that you can't come back from. I got a young lady that I want the best for her, but this time when she came back to the rehab, I found out that she only got 2 years to live. And it's because of all those old voices that she heard. It was all because of the drinking that happened because of the voices that she heard. And it's ended up gotten to the point where it's at a point of no return, stage 4 liver failure. And that's because we kept hearing those same voices and not using the tools that we were given. And this is important, man, family, lives are on the line. Please do me a favor. Put your shield up. Don't let social media get you. Put your shield up. Them negative voices that you're hearing about yourself, that you're saying about yourself. Put your shield up so that the enemy will not say and try to destroy you with what he's tried to destroy you with in the past. Because if he can, he definitely will. Please, ladies and gentlemen, there is a such thing as spiritual warfare. Put your shields up. Use your gifts, your talents, your tools of what God has given you so that you don't buy into the stuff that can destroy your life forever. It is super important because there are generations of people's lives that are dependent upon you doing what you're supposed to be doing as you leave your legacy behind to the next generation and the generation after that. Put your shields up. This thing is serious. Don't play with it. Immediately when you hear those negative voices, counteract them with the word of God, counteract them with the positive motivational statements. Stand on what you need to stand on so we can get this life that we know is highly possible, that we know is going to work for us if we apply the information we're given, know our values, be committed to those actions, and make sure we put the shield up. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. I love you guys. Please take this stuff serious. God bless. All right, what's up, family? It's your boy John Bacon from the Bacon Bits podcast. Thank you so much for your support, likes, and ratings. Please don't just listen, but rate me, follow me, and subscribe. This is an amazing way to offer free support. My beautiful queen and I have some books that we have written for your growth.
So the first book we have is a workbook, actually. It's called Healthy Relationships, and this is a workbook through the lens of faith. Because what makes a relationship healthy or unhealthy? So this workbook is designed, it's a 12-week, it's a biblically grounded course, and every week has a few different principles. So some of our principles, some of our topics that we're covering are respect, cultivating security. And this is not just between a husband and wife. This is between parents, between siblings, between friends, between your bosses, employers. So it's really important, and everyone deserves a healthy relationship.
And also we have The Balanced Life by John Bacon. It covers how to be prosperous in your finances, relationships, your health, your mind, and your spirit. So you can pick that up on Amazon, also on audiobook. And we also have
The Unraveling, a creative healing journal, pinings, poems, prayers, and ponderings of my precarious life. I've had a testimony of, I've had 2 brain tumors and 2 brain surgeries, and I'm super grateful, but I'm still grieving the process of healing. And this is part of the process. In this book, you have devotionals, you have prayers, and you have some ponderings. And in between these pages, there's a space for you to also be prompted to paint and to create your own, or maybe you want to write something in these books. This is part of your creative healing journal that we get to walk through together.
And you guys can just head over to Kingdom Servants First. Kingdom Servants, the number 1, st.com. And you can purchase all 3 of these books. Thank you for your support, your love, and your contributions. God bless.